Let us see what these two, thanks God, good people. No, in my session, always everyone is good. So, always good people join. So, I have no problem. Dhirastu bhojyamanopi vidyamanopi sarvada atmanam kevalam pashyana na tushyati na kopyati. Look at it. What we are, I have entitled the third chapter, third chapter as a seeker and meditation. So I am a seeker, I succeed in meditation. But then how I am going to live my life outside? Now I am full of compassion, and a criminal knocks the door. Because I am full of compassion. Oh, you want to kill me? Please kill me. That is not the journey of meditation. So it means we are not living in the reality. That is one example we have to understand. So the meaning of this, the wise man who is serene within ever perceives the real self in everyone, is neither pleased nor angry when abused and tormented. So it does not mean a criminal enters the door and then says, I am going to kill you, please kill me because I am a great meditator. It doesn't work. So what works? This is what the master is warning this his seeker. So we will understand that. The second one, Cheshtamanam Shariram Swam Pashyat Anya Shariravad Sansta. We have, who is there? Yeah. So Sanstave Chapinindayam Katham Chubet Mahashayo. And another verse that means high, the person who has succeeded in meditation witnesses his own body as body acting as if it were another's. As such, how can he be disturbed by praise or the blame? Two aspects. So he says that how a meditator lives the worldly life while settled in the real self. So take up the first one. Mother asked the son, please, can you buy a butter for me? I'll prepare a breakfast for you. Oh, butter is always there. It's already there in the refrigerator. Where it is? So he brought the curd, yogurt, and he said, here is the butter. But it is not the butter. You have to extract it. That is what we have to extract from our life, the state of meditation, the state of real self. Until that real self is realized, known, awakened, we have to continue our journey. Until we are able to extract the butter from the milk or the yogurt, we have to continue our journey. Who can know it? You know it. You know it. Why should a teacher tell you? You know, you have seen many teachers, they say, now let me bless you and you are awakened. That does not work. That never works. But yes, blessing has a role to play. So what this verse says, The seeker, he is using the wise man. The seeker who has purified the mind, he realizes the real self. Now he is totally away from pleasure and anger. Then how he has to live? He has to sit on a dining table to eat the food. How? So this master is telling him, I know that you are there. So he is testing, and as well as he is giving the guidance that here is a way we have to live in this world. Whether acclaimed or tormented, the serene seeker abides in the self. He is neither gratified nor angered. The mind outside is seeking security because I constantly feel a sense of fear. Because of that fear and the insecurity, I am looking for happiness. How I look for happiness? Because I impose happiness, superimpose happiness on the objects, whether it pertains to the food or accumulation of the wealth or fame, prestige, and recognition. So that keeps the mind constantly attached. That keeps the mind constantly attached to the world outside. Why I said so? Now think of it. You have done practice of meditation, you share your experiences that you are calm, peaceful, happy, and as if you are flying in the world. But after 1, 2, 3, and 4 hours, the mind returns to the same old habit. It returns to the same agitation and anger in the world outside. And that is the reason we do not succeed. So that is what I explained. As long as the mind continues to give a value more than an object possess, then what will happen? We will continue to live in those fear, anxiety, hesitation inside. Even then we control it from outside. Something pops up in my mind. When we go to restaurant and we eat, so what is left over, so we say, oh, let us give us the box, and food is very tasty, so we'll eat at home. Well, that's a normal trend, and that's okay. But if we keep the leftover impressions in the mind, that will not work. Did you get it? Leftover impressions. Oh, what a great pasta that I have eaten. So that very pleasure remains as an impression in the mind. After meditation, the mind will go there because I have given more value to the object, person outside than it deserves. Wealth, money has a value, no doubt. But if I add value, which is not there, what is that value? Value of happiness, value of peace, which is not there. Honey, you don't love me, and you know your honey is always stressed. So you are giving added value to that. Instead, I should search that peace and happiness within me. This is what the master is pointing. So you don't give added value to any object or a person outside, and you are free. So at that state, the mind is pure, and then you are absorbed into meditation. So the master is pointing to the seeker, what about you? Are you calm? You remain calm? If you get pasta, you are always calm because you like it. But if you don't get pasta, you get another food. So the master is pointing out that your intellect instantly remembers it is eat to live, not live to eat. You accept it, so you are not hesitated. This is what this verse talks about. And you see, in the 4th chapter, this seeker is going to talk how I am living day by day after realizing the real self. So he proves that, he confirms that he is awakened and he is living day-to-day life. Dhirastu bhojyamanopi pidyamanopi sarvada atmanam kevalam pashyana na tushyati na kupyati. Internally, you are not agitated. Internally, in your mind, you remain calm. But sometimes you have to shout to get the things done. That becomes your play. You play your role. You rehearse it, you are aware it, you shout it, you get the things done. Are you getting it? So it's a role you play outside, inside you reach there. Look at the 2nd verse. What is the 2nd verse? Yes, this is the... So 2nd verse he says that the seeker witnesses his body acting as if it is others. As such, how can he be disturbed by praise or blame? That's another beautiful. He lives in real self. He lives in pure consciousness. Pure consciousness manifests in peace, happiness, love, wisdom, etc., etc. But outside, because the mind is not at all attached with the body, because he has realized that he is not the body. I am not attached to my car as an instrument. Same way, the body is an instrument for the manifestation of the real self. Witnesses his actions of the body as if it does not belong to me. It is only an instrument. Now another word that is very important. Then how can praise or blame disturb him? I think we discussed about it on Mondays and Thursdays session. There is a wonderful, he is still alive, he's a great master. He lives in South India. So he does a lot of corporate sessions. So there are 500 people sitting there, and he asked them to stand up. Now see the point of awareness. And then he raises his hand, folding his fingers like this, and he says, let you all say that this monk, this master is crazy. And the moment everyone says, "You are crazy," he clenched his fist. He said that I caught the word craziness in my fist and then I throw it back to you. And then he explains. I will use his words. You see that the word crazy is simply a word. The word cannot affect me. But what affects me is my interpretation of the word in my mind. Are you getting it? The way I give interpretation to a word in my mind of what you spoke affects me. So you keep aside your praise, you keep aside your blame. It never affects you. Why? Because you have not given a value to the word either craziness or goodness. Chestamanam shariram. That is the first thing. The second thing the master points out is little deeper, but you all are seekers, you will pick up easily. When I am not the body, you are looking at me and saying and expressing any word towards me. So it pertains to the body, not to the real self. It does not pertain to the real self. But I told you, if we keep the leftover impressions, leftover food, we must take it home. Because we like it. That's we offer. But leftover impressions? No way. That is the meaning of purification of the mind. Ramakrishna was a great master. So in one of the mythological texts, it is written, if you take a dip in the sacred Ganges river, all your sins are removed and you will be awakened. So after reading that, that guy went to the Ramakrishna and asked him, is it true that if I take a dip in the Ganges river, all my sins will be washed away? He said, yes, it will be washed away. But the moment you return, you come out of the water of the Ganges river, the sins are waiting at the bank of a river. They will enter into you. Now compare, I practice meditation. I have reached to the highest state, and after 1, 2, 3 hours, mind returns to the same old habit. Same old responses and reactions, same old impressions that we have buried deep inside. These are the leftover impressions lived in the mind. So when the mind is purified, you sit in meditation, only one session is required. Only one session is required. So once we return from meditation, I should remain mindful. If the past impression returns, I should throw it. I should drop it. I should contemplate and reflect on it. But after reflection, having a clarity, I should drop and dissolve it. Then only the meditation succeeds in the life. Meditation succeeds in the life simply means now you live, think, speak, and act in meditation. There is no out of meditation. you live into that state of meditation. Many people ask me how many hours. I say only 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the evening. Because people ask me casually, so there has to be a casual answer. I have to speak a lie. But that is okay. That is the way the world, this is what, understand, take it, start contemplating. We do the practice maybe thrice a week who have joined together, all the entire group. 3 hours. So I have to contemplate and reflect. Am I still into that state of meditation and not? If I am not, it is only the leftover impressions. And the leftover impressions, because I have given an added value. I added more value than the world outside deserves. You're my honey, you should not do this. I have already given value. Let him or her do independently. You make your own choice. In day-to-day living, in your thought, in your speech, in your action. So when you live into that state, this is what the Master is saying in these 2 verses. The first verse, he says, first verse he talks about that now you are already settled in the real self. So what happens? That pleasure-seeking mind is not running outside. There is no pleasure-seeking mind. It does not mean that you do not live day by day. If you like pasta, okay, eat pasta. But the inner mind does not have a leftover impression that this pasta gives me happiness. Pleasure, okay. Let me have the pleasure, forget it, eat it, finished. So what it means? It means a meditator lives like every ordinary person. Why I said so, and then we will start practicing meditation. So I asked my master that we have to become extraordinary to succeed in meditation. He said, the moment you are extraordinary, you will never succeed in meditation. Being extraordinary simply means that now the mind wants to prove that you are little different from the rest of the world. Let us start our practice of meditation today based on these 2 verses. Eyes are closed and you are... So we are not going to do anything. That is the main theme of Saturday's meditation or mindfulness. Don't start, differentiating mindfulness or meditation. Are you aware? Yes. You are listening to me? Yes. You see that? I am a teacher and I am a seeker both on your behalf. That is the beauty. As if I am doing my own meditation. So is your body comfortable? Yes. It seems steady? Yes. You are simply aware. I am asking not to do anything. And still you do, still we do something. We are present and then the mind is looking inside the head. Now pay a little more attention. You look at the skin of the forehead. Looking is not doing anything. Looking means aware. Do you feel the sensation? Yes. Then can the mind look inside the skin of the head? and instantly you enter into the space and a blankness. Do you see the thoughts, feeling, and the sensation enters into the mind and they wants to take you away from meditation? These are the leftover impressions. This mind cannot have a thought without an object of the world outside. There must be some object, some event, something, some person, then only we have a thought. Oh, if that is so, it means I'm adding value to something outside that it does not deserve. That is the reason my mind is wandering. That is the reason these thought enters into the mind. So, you recognize any thought. We may not recognize, but it has an added value, so let it be. I'm not concerned. Not worried about leftover impressions. Let them come, let them go. That is what we say. I think majority of the teachers use this word, but this is the import. The meaning and the essence. Let these thoughts come and go. Steadiness in the body, you are aware. The mind is looking inside, you are aware. You're looking into the space, you are aware. And in that space is interrupted at interval by thoughts, feeling, sensations, all are leftover impressions. Let's go a little deeper. What you observe, what you are aware of the space. So understanding is required. What I want to say next, the space continues, the thought comes and goes. I'm translating what we discussed. So what happens that the thoughts, when they come, my mind says there is no space. But fact is that the space continues. This is known as superimposition. This is known as mind is adding more value than it deserves. Why? We forget the space. Because if we add more value to the thought, we already forget the space. I don't see the sun, it is only clouds. Really? Do you see the clouds? Yes. Do you see the clouds without sun? Look at it. We need to simply become aware. I don't see the sun directly, but the sunlight is present. In the presence of the sunlight, I see the clouds. In the presence of the space, the thought enters, they come, they go, they stay, they leave. You are aware of the space. I believe you are getting it. So when we keep the leftover impressions, one way to say it, When we give added value to the things it does not deserve, it is known as superimposition. In that superimposition, the mind forgets what is real and it starts running after the thoughts. So what happens? You are simply aware of the space. Thoughts are coming and going. So now understanding it is leftover impressions. It is always there. And then what happens? The mind starts living within. It moves from outside to inside. So I changed the step. Initially we used to do being comfortable and then being carefree. So we have done being carefree. And now being comfortable. We want to settle completely in that field of awareness. So casually look at the neck joint, be there, awareness. I think we covered also awareness, alertness and attention. So you are looking at the neck joint, being there, feel. So when you feel, you are aware. We move to the next level of experience, sensation, comfort and steadiness. You did nothing to achieve sensation. By default it is there. Comfort by default. Steadiness by default. And then looking into the space again. You move, again you return to the same space. Shoulder joints, being there, feeling, sensation, comfort and steadiness. But that is not the goal. The goal is higher, being in the space. In a very higher meditation, if I say so to make you understand, the sensation, comfort and steadiness is also superimposed on the space, even though it is good. That is also my experience. Thought is also my experience. So until we remove all the leftover impressions, then only we reach to the real self. Look at the hip joint. Be there. Feeling. Sensation. Comfort. Steadiness is your experience. Every experience is a kind of superimposition on the real. I want to know who am I. I don't want to know what is my experience. But they definitely come on the way. They are different milestones. I know you all are seekers now, so you're getting into it. So now, the entire body being there, where? In the body. You feel, you are aware. And sensation, comfort and steadiness. Of what? Of the body and the space. That awareness drops the leftover impressions pertaining to the body. And we have a normal experience that I am not the body. Body is only an instrument. And those experiences which are, I'm totally absorbed and merged as if I don't have the body, or body totally freezes down, they are indicators. What a beauty. What a beauty. I appreciate you all. You are still living into that state of steadiness. Let us make it deeper. Look at the head and the neck. Outside, your awareness, sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Then become aware inside. Sensation is there, a sense of calmness. It is already present. I recognize the space is there. I experience the quietness. Even I experience the quietness, the space is already there. You see, my friends, need to understand it clearly. The mind reaches up to the infinite space. Whatever else is there is a superimposition. Body, yes. Experience, sensation, comfort and steadiness, yes. Calmness and quietness, yes. So then what happens? The mind continues to identify itself with the infinite space. What you are talking of, the space is awareness and awareness is space. You are doing nothing. You are living in that state of awareness. Check it again with the right arm. You are aware of the right arm. Outside sensation, relaxation and stillness. Inside, calmness and quietness. Beyond quietness, there is a space. So there is a sense of cognition. You know, we all have a cognitive ability. Cognition, recognition, knowing, understanding, perception, they all are more or less the same word. So the space continues. Your mind does not leave that space, and you are still experiencing sensation, comfort, steadiness, calmness, quietness, thoughts, feeling, and that will reveal real self. As long as superimposition, leftover impression are there, we may experience the meditative state during the practice. But once we return, it fades away. Why? Because of the leftover impressions. I don't know how much you are appreciating these principles from the master. Look at the left arm. Let us follow the same left arm outside. Just be there. We are not in a hurry. The moment you are in a hurry, you start doing something. You are simply aware. Hurry means doing something. And why hurry? Who makes the mind hurry? Added value. Think of it. You need to think after the meditation the whole week. Sensation, relaxation and stillness in the left arm. Inside, you're there, aware. Yes, calmness and quietness is already there, and behind that there is a space. Space is awareness and awareness is space. At present, I'm saying this, and then gradually I'll take you above that. I'll take you beyond this space, awareness, and awareness is the space. As our master is teaching, look at the middle portion of the body. Looking, awareness. Let me introduce another subtler aspect of it. When you look at the chest and the belly and the middle portion of the body, there are two elements. One is the middle portion of the body as an object plus awareness, but we see them as one. Why? Superimposition, leftover impression. So, how we are educating the mind? I believe you understand that. So looking at the middle portion of the body, awareness, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Then awareness, so-called insight, even though there is nothing inside and outside. Sensation, but for the sake of understanding at this moment, calmness and quietness, and beyond quietness is the space. I know you. There are two elements. You plus awareness. You as an object plus awareness. Can you see awareness separate from the object when you say, I know you? And at the time, at this moment, let us do that. Don't do that. Let us become aware. When I say become aware of the right leg, awareness and right leg. See that. How the mind falls into delusion. Sorry. Then, sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and awareness. When you say, I experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness, obviously, I is that awareness plus experience. Then another set of experience, calmness and quietness inside. How do you know? You know it. So you means awareness plus calmness and quietness. Can I separate it? Come on, it is already separated. Do I have a cognition? I'm just using this specific word. Do I perceive it? Do I know it? Do I understand it? When you understand this, you are already there. You need not to do anything. We are already doing nothing. That is the beauty of the teaching of the great master Astavakra. Left leg. Now you are clear. Left leg and awareness. Two things. Object plus awareness of an object. My smartphone is not conscious, inert, no consciousness. It cannot separate. We can. Can you? Are you? Awareness plus sensation, comfort and steadiness. Look inside. Again, when I say look inside, as such there is no inside and outside. But still, for the sake of helping the mind to reveal calmness and quietness, beyond quietness, space. Space is awareness, awareness is space. I gave an example. I don't see the sun The sky is clouded by the clouds. Come on. In the presence of sunlight, I see the clouds. I forget that. That forgetfulness is ignorance, delusion, superimposition, confusion. There are many words used in different contexts in the teaching of the Eastern wisdom. Entire body. Now come to the body, entire body. Entire body, awareness. So now you know the body plus awareness. That very I pertains to awareness. An object is the body. Any object that I see in the world outside cannot be me. Hence, I am not the body. But I continue the journey. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. I experience sensation. I separate from my experience. Sensation. Separate from the object body. I awareness. Experience comfort or relaxation is experience. I'm different. Relaxation is an object. Then second object is the body. Any object that is seen, perceived by the mind cannot be me. Why I cannot be two? Can I say that I see myself and then I look at the body? So it means where I am. Am I the body or am I awareness? You have the answer. So the entire journey of this Astavakra wants us to have a clear understanding, remove the leftover impressions. I'm using it again. It will strike. So inside, calmness and quietness, that is also an object plus I, means I am aware of calmness and quietness. And the space, so here, as the mind is playing the trick, so we are playing the trick with the mind. We say awareness is space and space is awareness. A state of nothingness. And that nothingness reveals the knowledge of the reality. Normally people say focus on the breath. I will never use that word. I will say just look at the breath. Awareness of the breath. If awareness is lost, bring it back. So now see, we will continue to explore that I behind awareness of the breath. So you are looking at the breath and the mind says, yes, I'm looking at the breath, it is going in and coming out. Okay, first point of awareness. What else? So mind says, when the breath goes in and comes out, I feel the sensation at the nose. Very good. Done. Remain aware. Then we say, do not change the rate and the rhythm of the breath, otherwise you will start doing something. Done. Where this breath is happening, my friend, without space it cannot happen. So even though it is very good meditation step when we say you are aware of the breath with a three-pointed awareness that the breath is going in and out, feeling the sensation, no change, but that that you know it. All the three-pointed awareness of the breath are objects, I plus object. So that I is awareness. So let the awareness remain in the space at the same time. Continue to experience first point of awareness of the breath moving, second point of awareness of the breath sensation, third point of awareness of the breath, no change, but you remain in that space. I believe, I know. It's not a big deal to understand. Understanding, cognitive ability, perception. My perception has an object, breath awareness, 3 points. And when I say my, so where is I? And that I is awareness and the spaces of awareness. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside, know your experiences, and bring the hands down. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. It was just quiet, fast. I don't actually didn't even I don't even think I heard much of what you said. I was just in this deep, dark space of nothingness.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful. Now, I must appreciate you all that you are able to maintain that sense of steadiness and stillness even when we were not doing anything. So that indicates something greater. How are you, David and Jerry?
Similar to Stephen, very deep, very infinite, I would describe it. Just no boundaries,
That's
cool temperatures,
beautiful.
and yeah, it was wonderful. Thank you.
Beautiful. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. I'm really noticing the space and how things go through the space, but they don't change the space. And so it's similar to a very just infinite space. And I do notice some light and thought, but nothing changes the space as to how the space is just unaffected.
That is a good point. The space is not at all affected when the mind realizes, perceives. It's a deeper state. How are you, Brandy?
Really great, thanks. I'm really glad to be here today. To Jerry's point, I think it's that idea, even just superimposing perceived peace, right? It doesn't change anything. The space is still just the space. I was like, when you said that, I was in.
Yes.
So it was a good practice today. Yeah.
Yes, that's a beautiful. How are you, Vaibhav?
So I'm very relaxed and calm. It's like that when I'm doing the meditation, it's like I'm seeing the space and then I'm seeing the object. So whenever I'm seeing something, I know I come back to that space again. So there is a sense of security is there that I can always come to this space and then it's always that object can go anytime.
Yes, that's another good interpretation because security and fearlessness can never be found in any object, in any person, in the world of change. Because it is changing. It is changing. That's why we keep on changing our pleasure, objects of the pleasure, a lot of things. That's a good point. So, how are you, Sam?
I'm good. Similarly, just found a quiet space to be still, and probably didn't hear much of what you said. I was just in my own place, and before I knew it, we were back.
Beautiful.
It was great.
Good. How are you, Christina?
That was wonderful. Thank you for that. I found that was a little bit fun. I think of another word than fun,
Yeah,
but how
yeah.
you explained to go into, feeling the sensation on the forehead, and that really helped. I really was fully absorbed inside, so that was really interesting and fun in the beginning because I was absorbed.
You are evolving in every session. What a great thing. How are you, Ashok?
So namaste.
Namaste. You did not want to return from meditation. I could see that you were
It was more quiet today.
quite, yes,
And,
good. Good.
It was good and progressive. Yes. Nice.
Yes, I
Thank you.
can share. You had a feeling that if we don't do breathing practices, we cannot relax. So that wrong
You can
notion
relax.
is dropping. That wrong notion is dropping is
Right.
good. How are you, sir? Pushkar?
सर नमस्ते सर
Namaste,
सर
sir.
ठीक था सर काफी पीसफुल था और सर रिलैक्सिंग भी था
Relaxing and peaceful. Just pay attention to one simple thing during living day to day. When you are talking to someone, that someone is an object, and you as an awareness. We forget it, we mix up. I'm talking to you is one thing. No, it is not one thing. I'm eating. It is not one thing. Awareness remains independent, and eating is totally different. Do you see that? At every moment in your life. So what will happen? Someone says you are crazy. Crazy is different. I am. I am. You see that? I like you. So liking is here and I am. I hate you. So hate is here. I am. Do you see that? If you can see that, you are there. This is what the master is saying. Do you see every moment? Speaking is here and I am. Now go deeper. Speaking is here and I am. Now see. Seeing is here and I am. That I am is what we say is the real self. Any question? No question. That is all. Thank you. We will meet on Monday.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Krish.
you.
Namaste,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.